She did it, that's official, as a Thai woman in her 50s was sentenced to death on Monday after being found guilty of slitting her husband's throat 4 years ago. Her Japanese husband was discovered back then. She was arrested along with her brother-in-law, both charged but initially released due to lack of evidence. Courts this month heard the full story, and she and her brother face at least life in jail. They're going to pay, that's the word from the family of an underage girl who crashed a car she wasn't licensed to drive into a van full of people, killing them back in 2010. Courts were lenient on her and gave her a suspended sentence back then as the family promised to compensate. To date they haven't, but with the deadline approaching, Mum says that the money's on the way. If it isn't, they face property confiscation and the chance of the woman, now in her 20s, going to jail. When Daddy wouldn't pay a spoilt Udontani's son so that he could settle his bar bill, the son sped off angrily in his Mercedes. He then proceeded to set the car on fire. Dad, a property developer, was fed up bailing out his errant son. Bad news for Mummy's little soldier, though. The car was on finance, so at some point he'll have to work for a living to pay it off. Meanwhile at home and in Pattaya, storms Tuesday morning sent the rush hour into a spin. We saw deluges in many places, though not enough to cause heavy flooding. Power cuts in some areas were quickly repaired, but the outlook for the rest of the day is similar. Ladyboys have been banned for a small scratch on a Kuwaiti's wrist. He went to police to complain that he'd been asked for a cigarette by a member of the third gender, who then tried to take his wallet, failed, and instead scratched him. That graze was enough, so it seems, for the man to file a report. And a 30-year-old Korean who's been hiding in our province for at least 2 years after being sentenced in his own country for running an online gambling scam has been discovered by police this week. Now, he may have had a visa, but when he applied, all his details were matched in the computer and he was quickly located. The visa, though, has been now revoked, and he is now at the Immigration Detention Centre awaiting deportation. And with the Met Office promising highs today of just 31 degrees, dropping down to 27, and a very good chance of rain throughout the day and night. That is the local and national news, somewhat late, coming to you from Fabulous 103 FM, keeping you in touch with Thailand and Pattaya, the city of fun.